And we're live, day 2 of the 4-day gratitude manifestation challenge. We are getting set up for a week, a life, a year of Thanksgiving. Yay! So if you are just joining us today for the first time, let's see, I'm getting a message. Nope. If you are joining us for the first time, here's how this is going to work. I want you to get out your journal. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. I use a bound notebook because it's easy and inexpensive, and I have lots of them. So get out some pen and paper. We're going to do this. We're going to have 2 5-minute prompts, and we're going to get started very soon. I want to just wait about 2 minutes and greet everyone. We're going to have comments coming in from all over the world. If you are, wherever you're joining us from, let us know. I see that we've got people joining us on LinkedIn, on Facebook, on YouTube. Yesterday, we had such a global crowd. It was amazing. We had representation from the Philippines, from the Philippines, from South Africa, from Los Angeles, from Florida, from Texas. And Michelle Ann, where are you at today?
I'm in Canada.
Canada. We have a global audience, and we are doing this together. What we're doing is we're creating with our intention a field of possibility that we are stepping into, that we are feeling into, that we are intending. So what we're doing when we step into the field with others is we are setting clear intentions. We are getting into a state of gratitude. We are raising our frequency. And we are consciously and intentionally creating with words that we're speaking and or writing what we are choosing to create in our lives. So that's the whole point of this. And I'll tell you one of my favorite stories real quick. Happened, I did it verbally. So yesterday, Rusty was joining us from Portland, and she asked, do you have to write it down? So I want to answer you again, Rusty, in this way. So a couple of years ago, I was sitting at my kitchen table with a bunch of women, and we had just done a ladies' event, and they said to me, how do we make this practical? So I said, okay, you, Michelle Ann, you and I are going to do a call tomorrow, 5 minutes. You get 5 minutes, I get 5 minutes, and here's how it's going to go. We're going to pretend that we have not talked in a long time. And I'm going to ask you how you're doing, and you're going to tell me all these amazing things that are happening in your life. And it doesn't need to be true right in this moment. It doesn't need to be true yet. But this is how we're creating with words. So we're just going to have fun with it. We're going to just play. And it doesn't matter if it's actually real in your reality at this moment or not. I want you to speak it as if it's true and as if this is really happening. So we did this thing, and we both, I had 5 minutes, she had 5 minutes, and I said, oh, these amazing men are lining up outside my front door. They're taking me out on fun dates, and I have chunks of money coming in from expected and unexpected sources. And the very next day, not one, but 2 guys asked me out, text messages. Yeah, it's never happened before or since. So, there was definitely a direct connection. And then $1,000 came into my bank account from 3 different places, and it was so unexpected. So this can happen for you, and sometimes it helps to verbalize it, and sometimes it helps to write it. Whatever works for you, I want you to do what works for you. And if you're alone, you can say it out loud, or you can think about this when you're catching up with friends and family. If you're celebrating the Thanksgiving holiday over the next couple of days, and people are asking you how you're doing, like, focus on the version of your life that you want to be true, the version that you're creating, that you're stepping into, not necessarily the one that you've been experiencing over the last days, weeks, months. So that's my challenge to you. Let's go ahead and get started. We've got, let's see, do we have any comments? I see people joining us from all over. We have 7 people with us live. So go ahead and put in the chat if you can where you're from, and we will check in with that in just a minute. I know we have a timer here somewhere. We're going to start the timer here. Here it is. Let's do this. So get out your journal. I'm so happy and grateful that write out what you have actually enjoyed, meaning it brought you joy, or you're grateful for it, or you're thankful for it in the last whatever, 24 hours, 48 hours, what are the things that you would want to have on repeat in your life? This is how you choose. This is how you get clarity, by repetition, writing it every single day. So go ahead and write it down. So happy and grateful that, fill in the blanks. If you're just joining us, we are writing, I am so happy and grateful that, and fill in the blanks. Try for at least 3 things you're genuinely happy and grateful for today, and write why. Okay, and we're winding down. So go ahead and finish your thought. See if you can finish see if you've got at least 3 things. Why 3 things? Because if you at least get 3 things, you're building that energy of gratitude. Okay, we did it. So we did phase 1 of my 2-step gratitude manifestation practice. We get into the field of gratitude. We get into our heart. We start to feel what we actually are grateful for. Someone is asking, nope, there's no Zoom link for today. Normally we do have a Zoom link, but we're doing a multi-stream this week as part of the challenge. So when you sign up for the Alignment 365 Results Club at kyr.live/A365, you'll get the daily reminders, which are normally Zoom. For next week, it will be Zoom. So yeah, thank you for joining us. I want to say thank you, Roxanne Smith. She's joining us. I'm not sure where you're from, Roxanne, but put it in the chat if you can. And we've got Cassie from South Africa. We've got, let's see, we've got 8 other people watching us live from different platforms. So what we're going to do now is we're going to get into phase 2. Phase 2 is, I'm going to start that timer again. Phase 2 is where we set an intention. So we're intentionally creating. So from the state, from the place of gratitude, we now say, what am I choosing to create? So I'm so happy and grateful for this, or I'm so happy and grateful that. Now, this is where we fill in the blanks with what we don't yet have that we can feel grateful for now as if it already exists. So go ahead and write it, just like the story I told. Like if you were sitting with a friend and they were asking you how you're doing, this is where you get to write it out as if it's already true, even if it hasn't manifested in physical form yet. I'm so happy and grateful that, and then just write it out. Whatever it is you're imagining, think it, feel it, smell it, taste it, touch it. The more emotion, the more senses you can get involved in your imagination, the more powerful this is, and the faster you will magnetize it to you. By the way, you don't have to know all the details. Just write what you would like. Choose something that you would like to show up as if it's already in your life. Okay, you see this time goes by pretty fast. We're 20 minutes away. See if you can get at least 3 things down. What are you choosing to create in your life? What are you committed to creating? Write it down. Okay, and we have 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we are. We did it. Okay, so we have 2 prompts every day. It's a 10-minute practice. You can take longer. Obviously, if you didn't get to finish everything, I encourage you to go back, set a timer, do it for longer if that helps you. I like to do, ideally, I would do this in the morning and at night, like right when you first wake up and right before you go to bed. Why? Because that programs your field. It programs your auric field, which is what, without getting into too much detail here, when we set our intention, we are sending out, we're broadcasting. If you've ever looked at your human design, you know that you are a Wi-Fi signal, or you might know that you're a Wi-Fi signal. We are all like Wi-Fi signals. We're broadcasting and we're receiving all kinds of information all the time. And so when we're conscious, intentional, and from a high frequency with gratitude, sending out that frequency of what we are choosing, we're using our agency as powerful human beings, and we're using our words to create. This is so powerful. And so this is how we get to create, using our intention. Most of us know somebody who, at least one person, when you talk to them, they're always talking about all the negative stuff. And what are you seeing in their life? What are they seeing in their life? A lot of negative stuff, right? And they see the same patterns over and over and over. Why is that happening? Because they're focusing on it. Maybe it's you. Maybe you're focusing on it. So whatever you're doing today, I want, if nothing else, I want to challenge you to be conscious and intentional about the thoughts you're thinking and the words that are coming out of your mouth, because we interact with this with this domain called Earth with our words, and we use the frequency of those words to attract more things to us or to repel them. So if you're always talking about how life is hard, guess what you're creating? And if you're talking about how life is amazing and you're fully supported, guess what you're going to notice? So this is amazing and powerful, and it's really made such a big difference in my life. Today I wanted, and I, if you have comments, let's see, we had some comments. I think I shared. Oh, here's a new one. Okay. Amen. 2010 says, the people in my life, I'm happy that I feel support for my journey, and I feel younger than ever. And not to forget a spicy hot ginger infusion and some yummy cookies. Yes, I'm just getting ready for a holiday feast, it sounds like. That's awesome. So wherever you are today, that's good. I want to encourage you. I can't tell you what to do. I don't want to tell you what to do. I want to encourage you to be conscious and aware of your thoughts, your words, and your actions, and what they are creating in your field. So today I have a special guest with me. Michelle Ann is going, and thank you for being here, Michelle Ann. I'm so excited that you're here. She is amazing, and she is a person that's been really important in my life. Why? Because earlier this year, I'm going to just be honest and tell you, I was going through a really hard time. And I said to God, look, God, I'm ready to check out. Like, I don't even want to be here anymore because of the pain. I had these terrible migraine headaches. I've been dealing with them for more than 30 years. So many things, right? Tried so many things, done so many things. My sisters have a joke about me. They're like, oh, what's the latest thing that Grace has tried? And then if I would call them up and I would say, I think I found the solution. And they told me later, they would kind of do the eye roll and be like, I wonder how long this is going to last. So I finally got to a place last spring that I'm like, okay, God, take me out. Like, I cannot handle this pain anymore. And within less than 12 hours later, somebody popped up on my calendar, and it turns out it was Michelle Ann. And I thought that she was just another person that, was looking for a way to speak on the stage or whatever. And it turns out that she gave me a session. In the few moments that we talked, I asked her, how would you deal with this situation? I was interviewing her to be on my show. And she jumped in and she said, well, why don't we get into it right now? Like, whatever. And so we jumped in, and in less than 20 minutes, sorry, we have a little disturbance in the field here. Okay, sorry, let me get back to my thought. So I was in a place of pain and desperation, and I sent out the message, and Michelle Ann popped onto my calendar, and in less than, I'm going to say, we had that first session. I mean, we got acquainted and stuff, so we probably spent 45 minutes to an hour on the phone all together on the Zoom call. I have a recording of this. Literally, I felt. She does theta healing. She doesn't talk about it. I'm going to give her a minute to talk in a second. But just want to know I want you to know how significant you've been in my life, Michelle Ann. Thank you so much. So in that first session, when we were talking, I closed my eyes and she took me through her process, and I literally felt this almost like a saw in my neck. And I've always had this big, like chunk of what feels like a rock in my neck. And I felt this, and I saw this like purple cloud. I'm just trying to recreate it now in my mind. I heard this sound, and I felt like I was on the receiving end. I was in the story. I don't know if you've ever heard that story of Jesus where he heals the person and he says, take up your bed and walk. Just like that. And I felt like I was on the receiving end of that, in that story. And I remember tears were just, flowing down my eyes. And I was like in another dimension. I felt like what's happening here? Is it real? I didn't have a headache in that moment. It had passed, or maybe I took some drugs. I don't know. But I remember not having had the headache in that moment. I was skeptical. I was like, did something just happen? I want to believe that it did, but gosh, I've been trying things for so many years. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. So over the next week, I had 2 people work on me, body workers. One of them has been working on me for about 7 or 8 years, so knows my body very well. Both of them said the same thing. They said, it feels like there's extra space in this area where it used to be really tight. And I was just like, oh my gosh, maybe it's real. So I kind of waited with bated breath, almost sort of like I didn't want to get a headache, but I was like kind of expecting that maybe it would happen, because it always has. For more than 30 years, I've had these horrible headaches that have just limited my life so much. But the headaches have not come back. Those migraine headaches. So thank you, Michelle Ann. I'm so grateful for you. And thank you. Yeah. So now I'm going to shut up. I just want you to know how important Michelle Ann has been in my life. She recently joined our gratitude practice community, and today she's going to share a little bit about why she comes every day. What has she got out of this? Because what we want to do for you, what we're doing with the Know Yourself Revolution, is creating a world that we want to live in. And that has community. It has connection. We're creating a world of connection, community, joy, passion, love. Like, this is the world I'm creating. And the Know Yourself Revolution is based on know yourself, love yourself, trust yourself first. So why do I share this story? Because being okay with ourselves first is so key. Like, if we're falling apart and we can't function, it's very difficult for us to have the impact in the world that we want to have. So there are people like Michelle Ann who might be able to help you if this is you today. But we are creating a world that we want to live in through frequency, alignment, and collaboration with others who are of like mind. So with that, Michelle Ann, take it away. Tell us more about what you do and why you show up every day in our community.
Oh my God. Well, first of all, Grace, your words landed, and oh my gosh, I'm so grateful for you and that you were open to receiving that too. Like, that is just, it's so beautiful, and it warms my heart every time I hear you talk about it. So thank you very much. And the gratitude practice. Oh my goodness. I've always known that there's power in gratitude. I mean, I wrote about gratitude. I used to do gratitude posting, but events of life happen, and sometimes we get a little complacent, and then we notice ourselves feeling stuck. And it's like, you're grinding. You're like, well, why am I stuck in the mud? That feeling like you can't lift off. And you're like, what was missing? What was missing? Gratitude. Oh my goodness. I was like, how could I forget? I know the power of this. So, and I happened to run across one of your posts that day. And I'm like, that's right. Grace has that daily gratitude thing. I'm feeling called to check that out. So I explored it, joined as a VIP because I just felt called, because the very first day, I show up. So where I was feeling stuck, some people may, if you know me, you know that I have a family of hunters. And so this time of year, from like September to the end of November, all of the men in my life disappear. They go to the woods. And my husband and I are really close. So I've been really, really bored. I had nothing to do. And I was feeling really, really lonely. After the lockdowns happened and stuff, it was kind of like people just aren't around anymore. And I was really, really craving some connection with like high frequency people. I was really, really missing that. And so I showed up day one on Grace's Gratitude. And oh my goodness. So I wrote down, that was what I wanted to be grateful for. I'm like, yeah, I'm grateful for connection. I'm grateful for friends, that I get invited out and that I have fun and that I feel fulfilled. And I got really into the feeling of what it would feel like and just savored it as though it already happened. Oh my. Later that day, I got an invite. Somebody out of the blue called me, wanted to take me for breakfast for my birthday. So that was incredible. And I had an incredible time with that. And there's a whole other series of events that I can tell you about that. And then the weekend, I got invited out for coffee with another friend of mine. And so that was in another town. So I got to travel and go do that. And then on the Saturday night, I was invited over to another friend's place, a couple, and they had more friends over. So we had a nice gathering of like-minded people. There was healing, there was sharing, there were tears, there were hugs, there was incredible food. And I felt so fulfilled. And it started after one day. So my question is now, how does it get better? Because every time we ask that question, it does. It's the momentum of it all.
Yes, yeah. So and the answers we get depend on the questions we ask, right? So if we ask different questions, we get different answers and better answers.
Yeah, I'm really noticing that too. When you ask the better questions, you get better answers. And it's really like, wow, like we've been so limited in our thinking, and it's, by design, it's a program that's kept us stuck in little boxes, but dare to think outside the box. What is possible? I don't think any of us really know what is possible, and just feel into that. And I challenge people, like, let go of those beliefs, because it's amazing what's possible when you get out of your own way, right? We're only limited by our beliefs. So I believe if we believed that we could fly, we would be lifting off right now. So work on those beliefs. Why do you believe the things you do? And is it true? A lot of times we believe things that we know aren't true.
That's such a good point, Michelle Ann, and I want to share with you something interesting that happened right after I met Michelle Ann. She says she's a theta healer, and I'm like, okay, I meet a lot of healers and they're nice people and all that, but I've never had it. I haven't had the solution to my problem, yet. So I didn't think. So I'm like, okay, I want to, we all want what we want, right? So after I met Michelle Ann, literally within 2 days, I met 2 other theta healers. And I assumed, because she was able to do that they were able to do that too, because I thought that surely it's the modality. It must be this amazing modality. Why haven't I heard about this theta healing thing before? But what I found out as I was talking to them is their difference in belief. And so one of the key questions that I had asked Michelle Ann when we first talked is I said, okay, and I was very skeptical. And I said, look, what's the limitations that you've found in terms of what you can heal and what you can't? And do you remember what you said, Michelle Ann?
I said, I don't think I found any yet.
Yeah, I was like, seriously? Like, really? Is that true? Could that be true? I wanted to believe you, but honestly, we just met. So, but excuse me, what I realized is that as I talked to these other theta healers, they had different beliefs about what was possible. And so when I asked them about the results they've been able to get with their clients, it was a lot different. It was a lot more limited. So why do I say that? Because I want you, if you're watching today, to take a look at your beliefs. What do you believe is possible? And know that whatever you believe is possible is what's possible. And if you don't believe it's possible for you, then guess what? It's not possible. Why? Because our brains look for evidence. And so if you think that you're stuck in this situation and there's no way out, guess what? Your brain is going to look for evidence that you're stuck in this situation and there's no way out. However, if you have a different belief, then you can find evidence for that. So yeah, thank you for pointing that out, Michelle Ann. I think belief is so powerful.
Oh, is it Henry Ford said, whether you believe you can or whether you believe you can't, you're right.
Absolutely. That's it. Yes. So thank you so much for being here. Thank you for sharing. I'm looking if anyone has any comments or questions for Michelle Ann. Oh, I see Ann Austin has joined us. Roxanne. Hi, Ann. Yeah, we have Roxanne Smith. We've got Cassie. Yeah, hi, good to see you. And I don't know who this is. Amen, 2010. I have a feeling, but I don't know for sure. So let me know in some way. If you don't want to be public, that's okay. Just let me know that you're here today. And thank you for joining us. So day 2 of our 4-day challenge, I decided to take it through Thanksgiving and through the Black Friday. So if you're in the US, you know that we have this holiday coming up. A lot of my friends are doing cooking and stuff like that today. So I'm glad that if hopefully you have time to join us every day. We've got 2 more sessions coming. You'll hear from more of our VIP members who are having amazing results in their gratitude practice. You'll meet another person who also has helped me with some physical healing, and it's just amazing. It's amazing that it's possible. See, I didn't think it was possible, and then when it wasn't for me, and once I started opening myself up to the possibility, guess what? It is possible, and it's possible for you too. So I want to encourage you to join us. If you haven't signed up yet, then go to our A365 Results Club, kyr.life/A365. That stands for alignment, and also it also stands for abundance. Oh, I see. I bet this is Lindsay, Portsmouth Nutrition Zone. Thank you, Grace and Michelle Ann. Grateful for today. Awesome. I think that is Lindsay, and I think she's in Rhode Island. So Lindsay, we love you. Thank you for joining. I know you're busy working as well while you do your gratitude practice every day. Thanks for making time. So that's it. I want to be honoring of your time. I know we could keep talking, but if you got to get back to work or whatever it is. Any last words you want to share with anyone, with our listeners, Michelle Ann?
I'm just so grateful. I just love what this gratitude practice has brought up for me. Like now I feel that frequency. I feel the motivated. I'm not stuck in the mud anymore. I can move forward. And the best part of all is like, it's free. That first 15 minutes is free. Why not? What have you got to lose? You can show up for yourself for 15 minutes a day and make huge impact and change in your life that you will be grateful for, which only seeds more to be grateful for. It's like a feedback loop. It's incredible.
It's a self-licking ice cream cone. So
I love that.
Awesome. I see we got comments coming in. Cassie, that says thanks. Sylvia says thanks to both of you, believe, and and we have Ann Austin also saying hi. Yeah, thank you. If you're watching right now and you can put some kind of comment, any kind of comment, here's the thing: the algorithm loves the comments, and if we can get 12 comments in the 30 minutes, either before or after the show, what that does is it draws people to the recording. So put replay in the chat if you're watching this on replay. And if you're joining us live, put the city from where you are if you can. We'd love to know where everybody's joining from today. The thing is, we are in a field of possibility. We're literally creating an energetic field during our daily gratitude practice. I talk about sometimes the mycelium network and how we're all connected energetically. So we might be able to do that tomorrow so that you can see the significance of being part of the bigger field and feel it in your body. So we'll try to do an exercise tomorrow where you actually can feel that in your own personal space in your own body. So be sure to join us tomorrow at the same time. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you, Michelle Ann. And thank you for joining us wherever you are on all these platforms. We're live on Facebook, on YouTube, and on LinkedIn, and on X, and I think we might be live on Instagram. I'm not sure. So anyway, join from wherever you are. Put where you're from, and that will help the algorithm. Thank you so much for sharing the work that we're doing, and please be sure to join us again tomorrow. We look forward to seeing you. Thank you.